Hi, it's Kathleen with the Militello Team, Realtor with Barrett and Company. I'm here today with part 3 of FAQs on how to get your home sold. Should I price my house higher and leave room for negotiations? No. I don't think that's a good idea. What you should do is put your home on the market at fair market value. Here's a diagram of what that would look like in getting your house sold and how many people will view your house. Now, when you put your home on the market, what happens is in the very first 2 weeks, you will have the maximum amount of buyers coming to your house and wanting to come in to see your home. After that 2-week period, things kind of dwindle off and time moves on. And the more time that moves on, the more people are going to start thinking, what's wrong with this house? Why hasn't it sold? So my advice is put your home on the market at fair market value. Here's what I know right now in 2020. If you put your house on the market, it is a seller's market, and you will get great activity if you price your home just slightly under fair market value, but fair market value is good enough. You've put your home on the market and you get an offer, and it is not the best offer. It's kind of low and you're just not happy with it. What should you do? Do you think you shouldn't respond to it? I can only give you what my opinion is. My opinion is that you should respond to every single offer that you receive. And if you get a lowball offer, you respond to it. And even if there is a large gap between what the buyer wants to pay and what the seller wants to sell their house for, we can always narrow that gap through negotiations. You need to hire a realtor that knows how to negotiate, because that realtor may be able, or may not be able, but may be able to bring the gap to a suitable point for the seller and the buyer. And you know what? It's not just one negotiation and it goes away. And I've seen a lot of real estate agents do this. You go back, you go back, you go back, you go back as many times as you need to in order to get to the point where it will work for everyone. What is a seller's concession? It's when the buyer makes an offer and they're asking for money back at closing in order to pay for their closing costs. It's very common, and the way I recommend for sellers to look at that is that they get the amount of money they want for the house, and then on top of that is the seller's concession. However, you need to be careful and you need to take the advice of your realtor, because sometimes homes won't appraise for that value. So you need to be pretty confident that it will appraise to that value. So be careful. Make sure you know what you're getting into when you do seller concessions. What happens if my home doesn't appraise? Well, that's a tricky scenario, and there are 3 answers to that. The seller can concede and go down to the appraisal price. The buyer can come up with the monies to meet the appraisal price, or you can cancel the transaction. So typically, in my experience, the seller makes concession and will go to the appraisal price. And if it's an FHA appraisal, that appraisal will follow that home around, I believe, for it's a year. And if it's a conventional loan, then you could also have the opportunity to go out to another lending institution and have a new appraisal done. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. So those are your 3 options. And it would be up to the seller to decide how they wanted to handle that based on the expert advice your realtor gives you. How does a 10-day home inspection period work? When you receive a contract to purchase on a property, the buyer has 10 days to inspect your home to see if they want to move forward with purchasing your home. What are the common closing expenses associated with a home? That's a very good question. We have put together a spreadsheet where we can plug in every single number that will be deducted from the total balance of the money you get for the sale of your home. So instead of going over that one by one by one by one, what I'm going to do is attach it below, and you can have that for free. One more thing, please like my page, give it a thumbs up, write a comment, let me know what you think. Until the next one.